You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello, and welcome to episode 109 of the SoulForge podcast.
Welcome to the SoulForge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Sean Vanderloo, as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on the SoulForge.
Hey gang, it's Sean back at you with another exciting episode. I guess we could call this a follow-up episode. You may remember my good buddy Whit from episode 44 and episode 61. This was, thinking back, episode 44 was April of 2018, and the episode 61 was August of 2018. In episode 44, he was the 28-year-old virgin. In August, he had had sex for the first time, and he is back here on episode 109 to regale us with more stories. Welcome to the show, Whit.
Hi, Sean. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
So, me and my brother came to the Sioux for a visit this weekend, and whenever we come here, we always...
butt heads.
No, come to see you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I mean. We butt heads.
Right.
We all come together collectively.
We
and,
do.
We usually have a good hangout of sorts.
Yes, and you wanted to come back for a third appearance here on SoulForge?
I did. I came to you with a prequel story to the 2 episodes I've been on. It's kind of like I told the good parts, and here's what was before. You know what I mean? Here's what happened before. And
should we let the listeners know where you are currently in your life?
Oh yeah, sure.
So last year you hadn't ever had sex.
Nope.
Then you did have sex.
I did.
Then you found out you were pregnant.
Yeah.
And now you're engaged.
Mm-hmm.
And this weekend here, which is the Canada Day long weekend,
is the due date.
So she could pop at any moment.
She could pop during this episode. Actually, I should probably put my phone beside me just in case. I'm gonna not have it on though, but as I should, because her water could break now. Who knows?
So it's exciting.
Yeah. It's
right.
Right now. It's like is it now? 10 minutes from now?
Yeah.
20 minutes from now? Who knows?
Right. Okay. So sometime this weekend she's due.
Yeah.
She's gonna be. You know what it is, boy or girl?
Yeah, we're gonna have a boy. His name will be Theodore. We chose that together.
Okay. And when are you getting married?
Hopefully next year. We were thinking the end of December this year.
Yeah.
The 30th, and then that happened, so it's more or less like, we got to postpone.
Well, that's all good.
Okay. It's all part of the process, I guess, the whole experience of it all.
But you're prepared to be a dad?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm impatient at this point. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to meet my son, and it's just like anytime. But then they tell you to cherish it, and it's like, I just want him here. I want to hold him.
Understood. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many are you gonna have?
Our plan is have 2 and then adopt 1.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She always wanted to adopt, and she never really thought about having kids, but then we kind of moved each other, and we're having kids.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the update.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to talk about some kind of prequel story.
Oh yeah, this is going to be filled with a lot of different social dynamics.
Okay.
Just like activity-wise. And there's a lot of very close calls. There is a lot of, not really, well, I guess it'd be kind of a negative tone, but like, I can speak positively about it now.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to tell me. But before you do that,
okay,
we'll just play a quick promo for another podcast here on the ESO Network.
Sounds good.
Hello, America. You like listening to knowledgeable people who are passionate about what they do? Wilbur does, don't you, Wilbur? But what about Daisy? She likes to listen to shows about pop culture, movies, television, and comic books. Good thing Wilbur and Daisy found the Nerd Bliss podcast. You too can find the Nerd Bliss Podcast at nerdblisspodcast.com and on the ESO Network. Just remember, Nerd Bliss is one word.
That's a great promo.
It was a very good promo.
Love that podcast.
I love those. It's always good to have those little blips in there.
It is.
Nice.
So tell me a story.
All right. We'll start the story back in 2015, but we'll call 2016 the worst year of my life.
Ooh.
Going into this.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. So 2015, I was starting to finally get back to where I was, like, physically, like, health-wise. Because at that point, I was ranging around 503 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Right. So I was at the gym. I was drinking a lot going into this, just starting it off 2015. So I was going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, at 6 o'clock, trying to get better.
Put your life back on track.
Yeah. Now, I've had a death happen to me once a year since 2009.
I can relate.
Once or twice a year. Oh yeah, it's insane. It's best friends. You know, there's suicide, obviously.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of people dying in different ways just around me. It's just like I never get a chance to fully grieve. I never get a chance to finally, put it to rest because there's always a new one.
Right.
And a new one. And a new one. Cousin here. Aunt here. Grandfather. Uncle. Okay? Just years of that getting to this point. So in 2016, I'm getting worse. Depressive state at the beginning of the year. I'm just like, I didn't want to call it depressed state, but like looking back now, I can call it that. Mm-hmm. My mental state just fucking going down the shit. Oh, sorry.
That's all good. I'll just put
I'll
put an E on it. It's okay.
So I'm just shot at this point, and it's not even the summertime yet. A couple of my friends, they get a big chunk of money each. So I go, you know what? I'm gonna work and drink. I don't care. This summer is going to just be that. I don't care. I didn't have any responsibilities, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't have anything to worry about. Just my bills. My bills are paid. Let's go. Let's go drink.
So at least you paid your bills before you...
Oh, yeah. No, I was never irresponsible with my shit. I made sure everything was paid before I go have the fun. Mm-hmm. And that's how and right now it's... obviously more family first before I go do the extracurricular. But nevertheless, at the time, I did not have anything to worry about. I drank. My two friends, they had a split up. They found out each other was kind of cheating on each other, so they split. And those are like my two close friends. So I had that to worry about for the summer. And then... drank because my friends were drinking every weekend or every day of the week because they had all that money, right? They weren't doing anything with it. So I used that. I never used them, but I used that situation
as an excuse
to bring myself into that situation to party with them.
Okay.
Because my mind was I was done. I was done completely with everything at this point. I was like, my friends are dying, my family's dying.
What you had nothing left to live for.
Like who fucking cares?
Right.
How
about all those motorcycles that are going by?
Oh, no, I know, it's the worst. Sault Ste. Marie, summertime.
I bet the microphone's picking that up, but it's summertime.
Yeah.
It's Canada Day long weekend.
Yeah.
So people are out celebrating.
Indeed. And that's what I did in 2016. That same weekend, too, because we were drinking, and I experimented a little bit, actually.
Did you?
I tried Molly.
What is that?
A couple times. It's a different kind of drug. It's kind of a newer drug towards like. I know a lot of people like I didn't really know anything about it. I just fucking took it. It was I watched them fill the pill. I said screw it, I'm doing it. Tried mushrooms, all that stuff. So I was like experimenting with like little things, and then boom, my grandfather dies.
This is 2016.
2016. My grandfather dies. I'm like, of course. I knew it was coming. You
guys were close?
Yeah, well, we were getting close because I just met him back in 2019. 2019, my grandma dies.
2019?
Or 2009, sorry.
Okay.
We're in 2019.
We are.
2009, my grandma died. That's the start of it all, right?
Okay.
Which is weird. My grandfather's, wife. But we were getting close to them that summer, and then that happens, and then we start communicating. But then 2016 happens, and then he passes away. So I'm like, let's double it up.
Uh-oh.
I was drinking, and I will full front admit this. I was starting to drink a 40 a day.
Every day.
Every day. And it felt like I was drinking water. That's it. Like, I wasn't an alcoholic, but I was getting there.
Sounds
and family history, yeah, that's there.
Okay.
So, after that summer, my friend Jay Perron passes away. One of my best friends passes away. Heart attack.
Young age.
This is where the story gets juicy, okay?
Uh-huh.
That same week, right before Jay passed away, my dad had to get his gallbladders taken out.
Okay.
So I got the news of my dad almost passing away because it was almost going septic, and they caught it like really. If they would have waited a week though, he would have been dead.
Right.
So I would have lost Jay and my dad in the same month.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm done. I'm losing my mind.
Drinking.
Doing the drugs, the Molly.
You stopped working out?
I still did.
Oh, okay.
It was weird. I kept the gym there. I was losing weight, but I wasn't sure if it was because of the Molly or the fucking drinking and doing everything at once.
Mm.
You know, my diet wasn't always the greatest, but whose is, right? And then comes one night in November. All right.
This is still 2016.
This is still 2016, people. 2016, I'm in this house in this basement. And it's a month away from my birthday. Jay just passed away. You know, I have to go to the Canadian every week now because, like, I took his spot to, like, just DJ and shit. Because he built the Canadian on Thursday.
Canadian's bar in the soup.
Yeah. And back in the day, everybody went there, and then they go to the back door after. And everybody went to the Canadian, and he built that. So I'm getting a constant reminder of your friend's gone, and you're here now.
You're taking over his DJ job.
The reality kicks in, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in this house. I drank a 26er, and then I drank a 26er of Jägermeister. So I'm like blacked out, but I'm aware of what's going on. And this guy's like, "Man, you're rough. You're looking pretty rough." And mind you, I'm keeping it cool with everybody I know, so nobody knows what's going on.
Right.
I admitted this to my wife recently, actually. So I knew something was going on in the basement. Like, everybody was down there and everything. And then he comes out and he's like, "Do you want to try meth?"
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there and I'm like drunk as hell, like losing it. I go, "Yeah, sure. Why not?" Right? So they get it all ready. And then boom. Clear thoughts. Clear everything.
So did you try it or you didn't?
No.
Good.
I looked at it and I was like, you know what? This is the wake-up call I need. I didn't know it back then, but that's when my brain was just like, okay, you need to get better. You need to get better. Somehow, some way. 2017 rolls around, early 2017, my uncle passes away. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go.
Here's another one.
My dad's dad, basically, the guy who raised him and everything, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. I go out drinking. That's it. I go out drinking. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm completely done with this. I'm just 100%
done with the drinking.
Done with the drinking. Done with everything.
What made you think that?
Because of that night in the basement.
With the
Because it could have gotten worse.
Yeah.
And everybody who knows me knows that I don't touch that shit. And everybody who knows me knows that, like, I'm pretty good for, I'm a good guy. Mm-hmm. I don't do bad shit. And so I go home after one night of looking at my friends, the same ones who got all that money and partied that summer with me, blah, blah, blah. I look at them and I go, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? I start breaking down. I walk home. I go in my fridge and I grab my fucking bottles and I dump them down the fucking sink. Throw them on the counter. I'm done. Completely finished.
And this was early 2017.
Yeah. And then I thought I was dying. I seriously thought I was like slowly killing myself because then all the health problems starting to like once you quit something, people, it's like boom. You can't quit it cold turkey 100% at first because your body is just going to eat you alive. It's like, where's this substance?
Because it craves the...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was a month of hell of that, but I got better. And I see people all the time, they're like, I what if I can't quit? Well, it doesn't take anybody but yourself to quit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I quit all that.
I remember when you first started to quit, you posted it on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I had and like there are certain things where I wish I would have just kept like secret, but like I know there were people worrying about me, so it's just more or less like I'm done. I'm quitting.
Yeah.
For anybody who doubts me, I don't care. It's out on the table, but I never told why, obviously, until now. And honestly, it feels great.
So have you had any drinks since early 2017?
I've indulged like 3 times since then, but it wasn't like old behavior.
Yeah.
I
more
think
social drink?
Yeah, one was the night we got engaged.
Okay, like a
In
celebratory.
Niagara Falls, yeah. No, in Toronto, sorry. We're at Scottibush, the restaurant. And then my diaper party and my birthday, I think. So it was like all good events that were happening. So it was like, why not? I wasn't drinking the next day.
Right, it wasn't becoming a habit.
It was like 6 months down the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So 2016 was your year of excess.
Oh gosh, yeah. I almost didn't survive.
So then you had a wake-up call.
I did.
You almost tried the meth, but then you didn't.
I almost tried the meth and I didn't. And a lot of people would probably be shocked because you're like, what the hell, really? Well, you lose so many people, and I, like, even almost losing my dad.
That's a big one.
Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
And after that, like, I didn't have my wife at the time. I didn't have a potential child.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, who cares?
It was just you.
Yeah, it was like, who cares? You know, my brother's taken care of if I'm gone and my dad's gone. It was like, who cares? You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling now?
Oh, no, I look back now and I'm like, I'm just not that guy anymore.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I'm fluctuating between 295 and 305 now.
Still going to the gym?
Yeah. I took a break though because I need to be at home, but
Well, yeah.
I do go, we go for walks all the time and I walk the boardwalk. So I'm like keeping active. So it's not like.
You got a stroller?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because you'll be doing a lot of walking
yeah.
there.
Yeah, and that's her too. She's all like, oh, I want to go for walks. I'm like, we're going. Days off. When I'm off. He's done his feeding and his nap. Let's go.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest thing you've learned from the whole year of excess? And
You didn't need alcohol and you didn't need drugs.
Well, that's good.
You just needed somebody to talk to.
And did you
That's
have somebody?
No. I am very private though. I bottle up. I don't talk to anybody about stuff. It's just like
so you're.
It just feels like I'm a bother. You know what I mean? I
think everybody feels that way.
Yeah, it's like I don't want their pity. I don't want that bullshit. I just, you know, like I'm cool with myself. But obviously, I wasn't then. So.
Well, no, but you learn, you grow.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to tell your story here on Soulforge?
I like talking to you.
Oh, that's good.
I like talking to you, and I know people might get something out of it. You know,
that's
they're
the
on
goal,
the verge,
right?
You know,
yeah.
Who knows? And they maybe they don't know yet. But if events keep happening where they're going down that slope, you know, who knows? Yeah,
well, that's good. Right on. So I'm glad you told me the story.
Yeah.
This is episode 109. Next week is a pre-recorded episode that I did with Stephanie. We recorded 5 episodes in a row back in February, and 110 is the 5th and final one. It's Drunk Cast. It's me and her. We were drinking steadily through these 5 episodes.
Oh, sweet.
And this one here, completely incoherent, but hilarious.
Oh, good.
So stay tuned for that for next week.
I'm down. I always listen. So.
But next time I'm in the Sioux, we'll do another follow-up recording all about your baby experience.
Sounds good.
And how that was.
That'll be awesome.
So I was thinking about this. Your whole thing here has made me think. You're how old? You're 28?
28, yeah.
Okay.
I'm turning 29 December.
Okay. Because I'm thinking about it. I see Robin's kid here in the backyard. He's going to be 3 next month, and in 2 months I'll be 43. And I'm thinking, you know what? Sometimes I'd like to have another kid myself, but by the time I did, I'd be 44.
Yeah.
When I'm 64, my kid will be 20.
And that was the one thing. Like people were like, kind of like, is it too soon? And I was more or less like, the timing's perfect for me.
Yeah.
May not be for her. But, like, the timing is perfect for me because, like, I don't want a 10-year-old at the age of 50.
Right.
40, you
know
what I mean?
Bishop is 13 and a half. I had him when I was 29. That's a good age.
That's a good age, yeah.
That's similar to you.
Yeah, that's
but now, by the time I had another kid, if I did, I'd be at least 44.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd kind of like another one,
yeah.
but it scares me.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting too old for that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That was one thing, too. I was like... and that's one thing too. I was giving up on my a significant other baby.
Right.
So now it's like, Got it. Perfect. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, like, awesome.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I think I'll just live vicariously through you.
You can do that.
And I'll see your kid whenever I come to town. I don't need one of my own, maybe, because I'm getting up there, but it's always fun to see somebody else's kid.
Oh, yeah.
And
watch him grow.
make sure you take a lot of pictures.
Oh, yeah,
and
100%.
You're going to want to remember that,
Yeah.
for sure. My biggest advice, you might move a lot. So every year on his birthday, you want to measure him.
Oh,
But
awesome.
what I did for Bishop is I grabbed a 6-foot 2x4 and I measure him on his birthday every year, and I can bring that from house to house.
Can you, like, he's got to be almost there, because I seen him outside. He looks pretty tall.
He's taller than I am.
Yeah?
I'm 6 foot, and I think he's just past me now. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's only 13 and a half.
Is he playing football or anything?
He does nothing but play video games.
Oh, that's okay, too.
He has no interest in any
That's
sports.
fine.
But
That's totally fine.
He's a happy kid.
I was going to say, he would be a really good defensive something.
He would be.
Yeah.
Uncle Robin is trying to get him to do
Get him
wrestling
the
or
grind.
work
Oh,
out.
wrestling would be a good one, too.
He's growing his hair out. He looks like Dustin from Stranger Things.
You know what? I was thinking that when I seen him outside.
He should play guitar or something.
Yeah. Or bass. I think he'd fit well as a
Yeah,
bass player.
but he doesn't have any interest.
No?
But
That's cool.
he's happy, and that's really all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did as a teenager, man. Nothing wrong with it.
No, that's right. So we'll see what happens.
Mhm.
Any other
No, that's
things
about
you
it.
want to say?
I'm
That's it?
glad that's off my mind.
I guess so.
I needed that closure.
Well, I'm glad you got that,
Yeah.
and you could tell us.
Yeah.
And this episode will come out soon.
Sweet.
And when I come back to the zoo next time, we'll do a follow-up.
Sounds good.
And listeners, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, send us emails to soulforgepodcast@gmail.com. You can find Whit. Are you on Twitter?
I am at Emperor Whit.
Okay.
This is the only handle I can get that have my name in
Emperor Whit.
it. Yeah, I
W-H-I-T.
tried everything else. I tried with the twit. It didn't work.
Okay.
Some guy in 2008 got that or something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you want to get a hold of him, find him on Twitter. And until next time, remember, the one who plants trees, knowing that he will never sit in their shade, has at least started to understand the meaning of life. This has been another episode of the SoulForge Podcast. Find us on Twitter at SoulForgePod or email the show via soulforgepodcast@gmail.com. SoulForge is a production of Sean Vanderloo and Friends. You can find Sean on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Vaderloo. Remember to visit soulforgepodcast.com for all of our social media links and share the show with everyone you know. Thanks for stopping by the Forge. We'll keep the fires lit until your next visit. Hey gang, just a quick update. Whit and Jody did have their son. He was born July 2nd, 2019 at 2:07 a.m. He was 22¼ inches long, and he weighed exactly the same amount as my son Bishop. He weighed 10 pounds and 13 ounces, and they named him Theodore Wayne Scobie Finlayson. So a big congrats to Whit and Jody. Hope you enjoyed the episode. This probably concludes the Whit cycle, unless he has something else that he would like to bring up. But come back again next week for episode 110. We're going to have the 5th and final Stephanie cycle episode from when she came for a visit last February, and we recorded 5 episodes in a row, and I've been playing them every 5 episodes since episode 90. So this will be the 5th and final one. It's the drunk episode. Totally incoherent, but a lot of fun. So we'll talk to you next week. Thanks for coming by the Forge.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.